Welcome back, guys, to our probable thrilling conclusion of Katrina the Scout. It's been 4 episodes. Crazy, right? We're probably going to end her at 38 unless something crazy happens. But for those of you who've been following along, this is going to be her 5th term. We're going to end her at 38. She was a Navy pilot for 1 term, and then 5 terms of a scout. Now, I do want to say that after all of the characters I've helped create and I've created myself, I've realized that it's almost more beneficial to try to jump around into different school or different careers. And the reason is because when you get into those careers, you get zeros in your basic skills, and a lot of those different basic skills, they can be different in different careers. So, like I said like I said in my intro to Traveller video, zeros can be heroes in this game because you won't take a -3. So even if you don't have any 1s or 2s, all of those zeros are still going to give you, they're still going to negate the negatives. So it's weird because like you want to stay in your career if you're doing well, and I completely understand getting better benefits, being commissioned. But if you're looking for someone who has the ability to get a lot of zeros and some low scores like 1s, jumping around from career to career almost isn't a bad idea if you're willing to do that. If you're willing to forego the role-playing idea of you having a high commission or being an officer. The other thing is, even if you fail to kind of get into that next career, you can always either become a drifter and grab those drifter skills, or you can be drafted. And the draft isn't actually necessarily bad, because if you get drafted, you're going to get all those basic service skills as well. So, you know, foregoing a higher commission for more skills sometimes can be helpful. But it's all dependent on how you want to play. So, again, I probably sound like I'm echoing. This is another quarantine episode. I am stuck in a different place than I normally record. But let's get to it. We are 34, and we're going into our 5th term, our last term, 38. And I think I'm going to have her roll, because she is a surveyor. I think the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to have her roll on, actually, because she's already in it, so she doesn't have to roll to get into it. I'm going to have her roll on the personal development table. I know I could do it on the skills or the surveyor, but you know what? I think I'm going to have her try to get a little bit better with her personal development, and we're going to give her a 1. And 1 is going to boost her strength up to a 6, which is actually going to make that a 0. So, hey, that was kind of worth it. But now we have to see if she can survive her term. It is going to be an endurance check, because that's what we've been doing for the scout. We need 8 or higher, which we don't. Yeah, no, sorry, I'm sorry, it's a 6 or higher. So we do get that. So that's awesome. So let's do our event, which is going to be a 10. 10, you spend a great deal of time on the fringes of chartered space. Roll a survival roll or a pilot roll of 8+. If you succeed, gain a contact in an alien race and 1 level of any skill of your choice. If you fail, roll on the mishap table, but you are not ejected from the career. So, again, we're couriers, or we're surveyors or scouts. We're probably in our scout ship. So we're going to use spacecraft instead of small craft because that's what we would be using to fly the courier ship or the scout ship. So we're just going to add a +1. We can, well, we don't really have a dex. Sometimes piloting, you add a dex to it, but we're not going to because we have a 0. So it's just going to be +1. So we can eat up. So we get a 7. So that stinks. I do have to roll now on the mishap table because I failed. So Katrina doesn't get to add anything, nor does she get another contact. And a 6 on the mishap table, that was a terrible roll, is injured. Roll on the injury table. So we're going to go to our fancy injury table that for some reason I can't find. There it is, injury table, page 47. Let's roll it. 6. Lightly injured, no permanent effect. Lucky us. So, now let's just see if we can get her to level 2 in the rank. Nothing crazy. We just need to get an intelligence of 8+. Let's see if we can do it. Hey, we do. So now she is technically a scout level 3. Sorry, scout level 2. It doesn't really get her anything else. But, you know, it's still cool for role-playing. She's a little bit higher. She's not considered a high officer. She would have to be level 3. But now, we're probably going to be done with her. I think that she's ready to go out into the world. However, I need to age her up to 38 because aging takes place immediately after. I need to roll 2d6, and then because this is the 5th term, it's 2d6 minus 5. And we're going to roll that against the aging table on page 47. And 7 minus 5 is 2. On a 1+, there is no effect. So that is lucky us. Now, because she is a level 2 scout now, this is her 4th term in the scouts. She gets 4 benefit rolls plus 1 more because she is level 2 and what page is that? Page 17. It says if you reach rank 1 or 2, you get 1 extra benefit career while leaving that career. And if you'll remember, you'll also we get a +1 to one of our benefits rolls. So I'm not going to use that yet. However, because scouts get a lot of money in this game, but you're only allowed to roll a max of 3. So I'm actually going to roll first on the cash benefits, just to see what you can get. Oh, I want you to roll. Thank you. So let's roll. That's a 1. I'm not going to add the +1 to that. So a 1 is 20,000. So that's 21,000. And let's see, she gets 5 rolls on here. So you know what? Let's roll cash one more time. Let's see what else she can get. Another 1. Okay. So 41,000. So that's 2 of our 5 rolls. Let's roll on the benefits table. See what happens. The benefits table is right next to the cash table and the mustering out benefits. Understand, I know that there's some confusion online. I've seen that people think that when you roll the d6, you get both the cash and the benefit. That's not true. You take either or. So this is her choosing to take from the benefit table. 3. 3 is we get to bump her education up. Or I can add +1 to that and take a weapon. You know what? I'm going to bump her education up to an 8. It's still going to be a +0. But I like her having the idea of her learning. We're going to do it again. Let's take that benefit roll. Gosh. I think I'm going to roll on the benefits table again. So let's roll on the benefits table again for 2. Let's see, what does the 2 get us? An intelligence of +1. That would keep us a +1 if I bumped it up to 10. However, what I can do is I can add my +1 to benefits and make my education a 9 and bump that up to a +1. So now I have a +1 education, which is going to come in handy. So I use my benefit roll, that +1. And how many rolls? Jeez, how many rolls has that been? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll get one more. I can roll on the cash table one more time if I want. Let's roll on the cash table one more time, because there's not much of the benefits that I really want, other than the scout ship, which I could roll on that, which I need a 6 for. Because the other things that they would give me is a weapon, but I could just buy the weapon. So we're going to roll on the cash table, our third and final time we're allowed to. For a 4, and that's 30,000. So we're going to bump ourselves up to 71,000. And officially, we are 38. We rolled our everything else. The only thing that we would do now is, which can take a good amount of time, is just going through our money and trying to buy things. All the things that you can start to buy, again, that's all going to depend on what your referee says, what tech level it is, and basically where you're starting. So then you can go through with your referee and start buying your stuff that you would like. However, because I'm not going to really go through all of that, I'm not going to annoy you with me thinking, oh, what kind of armor do I want? What kind of gun do I want? I think that this is a pretty good start to a adventurer, traveler. She's decent at flying. She's a decent mechanic. She can fly in atmosphere. She's pretty okay when it comes to survival. She's good in a vac suit. She's good at electronics. So, yeah, I mean, gosh. Her characteristics we were able to bump up. She's only got 1 negative. That's her endurance. But her intelligence and her education now both +1. So, geez, I think that this Katrina is actually pretty set. So, it all will depend on what a referee wants to do for a game. The way that I like to run Traveller is I like to be player-driven. I don't like to tell the players that we're going to do a military campaign or we're going to do a belter campaign. I just kind of say, hey, what do we want to do? What are you guys interested in? And then we kind of just go from there. So she would be pretty decent in the exploratory and like belter. She wouldn't be a really good good in the military campaign. The only thing that she would have is that she has the background in Navy, so she might have some ties there, even though she didn't have official contacts. She might have some role-play ties. So she might actually, this Katrina might actually be great for an exploratory campaign or a like a belter / merchant campaign. She doesn't have broker, but she is good at piloting, and she's probably good at like salvaging stuff just because of her vac suit and her comms. So yeah, depending on where this game were to go, she would be very helpful to the crew, or she'd be very unhelpful if it came to a whole lot of land battles. But that's the thing about Traveller, is that you never really know. And the cool thing is that the book has a whole bunch of random encounters, so even the referee sometimes doesn't know. But that's really the fun part about this game, I think, is just procedurally generating the game as you go along. Anyway, guys, I thank you for staying tuned to this 4-part adventure of Katrina the Scout. She started off making Dad proud by going to military college and going to the Navy, but then she was forced out and she had to become a scout. So, Good for her. She's now 38 and ready to go out into the world. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you have fun making your Traveller characters. Have fun playing the game. Make sure to stay safe. Make sure to stay home when you can. And to game on. Bye!